I should have been home. That's what she thought, anyway. If I hadn't been dealing with months of suspicion, maybe I would have been. Maybe I would have been sitting on the couch, oblivious, waiting for her to come back from her work dinner with that easy smile she always wore when she had a secret. But I wasn't home. I was here standing in the back of an upscale restaurant, watching my wife celebrate her promotion with her boss. I shouldn't have been surprised. The late nights. The unexplained text messages. The sudden distance, like she was somewhere else even when she was sitting right next to me. I'd felt it. But seeing it? That was something else. She laughed at something he said, tipping her head back in that way she used to do with me. His hand lingered on the small of her back as he leaned in, whispering something into her ear. She didn't flinch. She didn't pull away. She had no idea I was watching. That's when I realized, she thought I was still the clueless husband, the man who never asked too many questions, never pushed too hard. The man she thought she could lie to. She was wrong. And as she lifted her champagne glass, smiling at him like he was the only man in the room, I stood up. The room fell silent. Then, with a single sentence, I turned her celebration into her worst nightmare. But let's rewind for a second. This didn't just happen overnight. For months, I felt something shifting between us. At first, I convinced myself it was stress. Work had been insane for her, new projects, new responsibilities. She was tired. Distracted. That's what I told myself. But then there were the little things. She started dressing up more for work. Buying new perfume, new lingerie. And before you think I'm some paranoid husband who can't handle his wife looking good, trust me, that wasn't it. It was the change. The deliberate effort. The way she stopped caring what I thought. Then there were the late nights. At first, they were rare, once, maybe twice a month. Then they became a habit. Always meetings. Always some urgent deadline that meant she had to stay out past dinner, sometimes past midnight. She was careful, though. Careful not to change her routine too much. Careful to still kiss me goodnight, still ask about my day. But the words felt hollow, like she was playing a role, saying what a good wife was supposed to say. I started paying attention. Really paying attention. I noticed how she always kept her phone face down. How she suddenly had a password on it, one she never used to have. I noticed how she would step outside to take certain calls, her voice softer, more intimate. I didn't confront her right away. Not because I was afraid. But because I needed to be sure. So I did what any rational man would do when he feels like his marriage is slipping through his fingers. I started watching. That's how I ended up here. At this restaurant. Watching her. I wasn't alone. I had asked my best friend, Mark, to come with me. Not because I needed backup, but because I needed someone to keep me from doing something I'd regret. I sat there for a while, just observing. I watched the way she leaned toward him. The way her fingers brushed his when she reached for her drink. The way she laughed genuinely, effortlessly. A kind of laughter I hadn't heard in a long time. And then, the final confirmation. The moment she placed her hand on his knee under the table. I didn't need any more proof. I stood up, chair scraping loudly against the floor. Conversations died. Heads turned. And then I said it. Loud enough for everyone at that table to hear. Congratulations, sweetheart. You must be so relieved I didn't find out sooner. She froze. Glass halfway to her lips. Her face drained of color in an instant. Her boss, he looked between us, confused, then wary. He shifted in his seat, his body stiffening. What are you doing here? She stammered, voice barely above a whisper. I stepped closer, my voice calm. Too calm. Watching. Listening. Piecing together all the nights you came home late, smelling like cologne that wasn't mine. She swallowed hard. It's not what it looks like. I let out a sharp laugh. That's the best you've got? You were about to toast to your promotion with the man you've been sneaking around with for months, and I'm supposed to believe it's innocent? Silence. Her boss, let's call him David, shifted uncomfortably, looking anywhere but at me. And then I said the words that shattered her entire facade. You think I haven't known? You think I haven't seen the messages? The calls? The way you look at him? Her hand gripped the table, knuckles white. Please, she whispered, tears welling in her eyes. Not here. Oh, no, sweetheart. Here is perfect. I gestured around the room. You wanted to celebrate? Let's celebrate. Let's toast to your success, the kind that cost you your marriage. Mark put a hand on my shoulder. A silent warning. I exhaled. Looked at her one last time. And then I walked away. She followed me outside. Wait, please. Her voice was shaky, desperate. Let's talk. I turned to face her. Now you want to talk? Tears spilled down her cheeks. I made a mistake. I laughed bitterly. A mistake? No, spilling coffee on your shirt is a mistake. Sleeping with your boss for months? That's a choice. She broke then. Sobbing. Begging. Swearing it hadn't meant anything. That she still loved me. That we could fix this. I wanted to believe her. God, I did. But the thing about trust? Once it's gone, it doesn't come back. You made your choice, I said, voice steady. Now live with it. Then I got in my car and drove away. That was 6 months ago. The divorce is almost final. She tried to fight it at first, tried to convince me to go to counseling, to rebuild. But there was nothing left to rebuild. She lost her job, too. Turns out, the company didn't take kindly to affairs between employees and management. David? He moved on to someone else because of course he did. And me? I'm okay. It took time, but I'm okay. There's something freeing about walking away from a lie. About choosing yourself over someone who never chose you. If there's one thing I've learned, it's this. The truth has a way of finding you. You can ignore it. You can pretend it's not there. But one day, it stands up in the middle of a crowded room and forces you to face it. And when that moment comes, there's no going back.